most of the yammering that I do on camera, that I did do on camera, hopefully it's evident that I do believe it. It wasn't BS. It's just how I operate, and I think most of the people here have adopted it, And I think for a long time, it doesn't seem like rocket science to me. Like simple things like treat others as you would want to be treated. We've been taught that since we were children, right? And for some reason, a lot of people don't embrace it. And so when you talk about it, they're like, it's like the Da Vinci Code, Like, are you shitting me, But I will tell you, if you take anything away from this, take away, forget about the stuff out of your control, focus on things that are in your control, and you'll empower yourself. Live life to its fullest every day, and always focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about. Because there's so much social pressure to do something that is acceptable. And people that aren't in their groove doing something they're passionate about will never be successful. Never. You've got to really embrace what you do. And I've seen too many people across the years, because I've managed thousands of people, right, that do something that they've been pressured into doing and are absolutely miserable as a result. Always be true to yourself, follow your gut, and don't ever, stray. This is more for you because you're young. And you're still going to make a lot of mistakes, but if you stay true to what you believe in and you're passionate about it, you'll find success. Because I'm kind of a nobody from small town America. I went to Ohio State and I graduated college barely with a 2.1 GPA. Yep. Yeah, because I just didn't really, school wasn't my thing. My brother is brilliant, went to University of Chicago, got his executive MBA, brilliant. And I lived in his shadow, and I thought, man, I'm not that no good in school, I'm not that bright. But I found something I was passionate about, people, and, inspiring people and seeing the things that they can do and the impact you have on their life. There's nothing more powerful than touching somebody's life in a positive way, even if it's just for one day. Like the cashier at the grocery store, the pizza delivery person, whoever it is. Making them smile is the most fulfilling part, I think, of life in general. The other day, I was talking about this, and I said, I don't think that as much as listening to this sounds like, oh, Brad, it's a great way to live life and you're a good guy or whatever. But truthfully, I need it. That's why, there's a selfish element there, right? Because I need that in return. But, live dangerously.
Wow. Out of college, did you take a few jobs and it kind of woke you up?
Well, believe it or not, I graduated with a shitty GPA, a 2.1 GPA, right? And that was because I screwed around in college. And I'm just not a book guy, and I've never been a classroom guy. And lo and behold, they had career day and Ohio State had companies come in and interview people, and somehow I finagled my way into an interview with a company, well, it's Archer Daniels Midland, big company. And they hired me, which shocked me. And so I went to Cincinnati for a year. I was a commodities market trader, agricultural futures on the Chicago Board of Trade. And I relocated back to Columbus because I had a girlfriend here and I thought I was in love, ignorant. So I moved back here and took a job with a company called Robert Half International, which is account temps, office team. They're a big contingent labor firm. And I worked there for 6.5 years and climbed the corporate ladder. And one day, I was told, my mentor, the regional president, was demoted. And I'd seen remnants of that action throughout the organization. This was kind of their thing. And so I stuck it out for a little bit, but then the new manager was, criticizing me because I was not hard on a recruiter that didn't meet their metrics, which was what they called the recipe. And I said, they're the number one producer in the entire region. And you want me to get on their back about not making 10 more phone calls? That makes absolutely no sense. And then, he gave me a hard time. And after 6.5 years, and I'm not proud of this, I told him that he was full of shit and he was a fucking liar. And I literally walked out and never went back.
Like on the spot?
On the spot. And I went home to my house in Clintonville, which is near North Side, Columbus. And my brother, my roommate at the time, was there. And he's like, and obviously unemployed because he was home. He's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, I just quit my job. And he's like, what? I go, I don't know what the hell came over me. I'm like, what a dumbass. And then after the panic wore off, I made a phone call to AT&T. I said, I need 2 phone lines run into my bedroom, fax line, yes, fax. And then I ran to Staples and bought one of those crappy corner press board desks, and that was my throne and the beginning of all of this. And so, I realized that what I realized when I talk about paying it forward, which is a big thing I believe in, is I felt so lucky when we had started having success, and we were a fraction of this size. We had like 15 people. I felt so lucky that, obviously you question, why me? What did I do right? And I realized that all of the opportunities that we were getting and that were coming my way were from individuals that either worked for me in a prior life or were associated with me, and they wanted to help me out, and they wanted to do a good deed. And I, through that, found certainly a new appreciation for respecting others, treating others well, understanding the value of relationships, because technology is great and everything else, but if you don't have people to support you and that are advocates of yours and that are there to cheer you on, you're dead in the water. I mean, literally. The only reason you have success is because there are believers and people that selflessly reach out to help you take the next step. And it's incredibly humbling. And it certainly changes, your perspective on life in general. It did for me, and I'm still, I have a Ferrari and a Lamborghini, and, people that don't know me might think I'm kind of a douche probably because of that. I don't know, but I am incredibly humble and appreciative. And like you said, there is no job that is beneath me, ever. I don't see myself as any better than anybody. And that's why we have kind of a open door policy. That's why my office is here. When they built the office, they were putting my office way in the back corner. Like, no, man, I want to be right in the center of the action. I want people to be able to see me, access me. I want to be involved. And, there's pros and cons, but, ultimately it's great because people, it's shocking to me even now that people look up to me the way they do. And if I go over and pat somebody on the back and say good job, that, it's a monumental thing to them. And to me, still, I don't get it. I'm like, dude, I'm just Brad Beach, after I leave here, I'm going to go eat a salami sandwich or something. I don't know, But it's been a hell of a ride. And I feel very, very blessed. So, and grateful. So those are the things, hopefully, that, people take away from this, and that, you guys take away from it. I'm sure that you don't believe in all of the stuff that I spew out, but some of the stuff that I've learned is just fact. With people that take the fulfillment piece, if one day you will have employees, I promise you, don't forget that. They have to be fulfilled. That's really what matters.